No, you're good. You need it for a few places. The cable.
It's the interior of a government building. Of course this Wi-Fi is bad. Like, we haven't wired these things for...
Right behind you are very important people. Just, I'm not telling anyone to move. I wouldn't. I'm just saying where your left foot is.
Not on it. Maybe it is.
Especially those two.
You know, you can't add
Am
them.
I on it?
Do you guys anyone need another check while we have time? Audio?
You need another check?
No, we're good. Yeah, that's it. Last audio check, I think. Last audio check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last audio check, 1, 2, 3. And then everybody's happy with white balance and all that stuff before we run out of time. Hey. Yeah, you're right.
30.
No, you're not.
Steven. From Ukraine.
Although now it's 3 days. Yeah, I'm off for this. Travel day Wednesday, Sunday, Thursday, travel. No, but I don't know if it's done. I don't know when I'm coming home. So I'm there after. No, I'm in AFC.
I know that this
Oh, right, not giving you the ponytail. Well, she's arriving in Wisconsin. One day, it became a 3-day. Changed the rotation.
I mean, just 1 minute.
I'm glad this thing's going like that. Yeah.
I need to grab a jacket. She's big breezes.
So we went through the brief.
Oh, she was not making the final call.
Nothing else on this.
No, he shares so much.
Could you twist it on its axis, like clockwise? Okay, back. And then, sorry, but can you pull down on your side? Pull down, yeah. Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Well, to be this. Yellow for a like table. Which is all brown. So it's a word of yeah. I see it as dirt, black dirt that has So I'm looking at that is very different from that, which, yes, this is greenish here. Yeah. Because my desk, general White House doesn't publish them. So that's another step. Well, that's the only one. Well, that's why I asked, just to ask. will be traveling.
It's like, look at the college. If it was a show for 50 minutes, it was never leaving. Just watch the thing carving.
That was, every bit about that was so good.
Well, he just sounds, that's all he does again. Okay.
Get them out.
Oh, no, no, it's fine.
It's okay.
Says you.
No, 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 this is constant. Trying to go through. I was trusting the other thing already asked.
Post haste and care, not say request. Okay, now we might. Closer. Oh, maybe smart.
Close-ish.
I'll be here performing all week. That was like that, yeah, sleep. I'm so tired.
Typical Lakers.
Could not get to sleep last night. Just couldn't get to sleep.
Okay, 2 minutes.
Seriously. Please.
Just kind of.
2-minute warning. 2-minute warning.
Hello, folks. Good morning. To state the obvious, over the weekend, with devastating storms in the south. I spoke for a couple hours with leaders yesterday affected by this hurricane, and Governor Kemp of Georgia, Governor Cooper of North Carolina, county officials in the Big Bend region of Florida, and other leaders in South Carolina and Tennessee about the broad and devastating impacts of Hurricane Helene. It's not just a catastrophic storm, it's a historic, history-making storm. The entire Southeast and Appalachia. Damage from the hurricane stretches across at least 10 states. Winds over 120 miles an hour in some places. Storm surges up to 15 feet and record flooding. Communities are devastated. Loved ones waiting, not sure if their loved ones are okay, as they can't contact them because there's no cell phone connections. Many more folks displaced with no idea when they'll be able to be returned to the home, if ever, if there's a home to return to. So we're keeping them all in our prayers, and all the lives lost, and those particularly unaccounted for. There's nothing like wondering, is my husband, wife, son, daughter, mother, father alive? And many more who remain without electricity, water, food, and communications. And whose homes and businesses have washed away in an instant. I want them to know we're not leaving until the job is done. I also want you to know I'm committed to traveling to the impacted areas as soon as possible, but I've been told that it would be disruptive if I did it right now. We will not do that at the risk of diverting or delaying any of the response assets needed to deal with this crisis. My first responsibility is to get all the help needed to those impacted areas. And I expect to be there, excuse me, I have a cold. I expect to be there later this week. I and my team are in constant contact with the governors, mayors, and local leaders. The head of FEMA, Deanne Griswold, is on the ground now in North Carolina. She's going to stay in Asheville and Appalachia region for the foreseeable future. There's been reports of over 100 dead and the consequence of this storm, and there are reports of up 600 people unaccounted for because they can't be contacted. God willing, they're alive, but there's no way to contact them again because of the lack of cell phone coverage. I've directed my team to provide every available resource as fast as possible to your communities to rescue, recover, and to begin rebuilding. In addition to FEMA, it includes the Federal Communications Commission to help establish communications capability, the National Guard, the Army Corps of Engineers, and the Department of Defense are going to provide all the resources at its disposal to rescue and assist in clearing debris and delivering life-saving supplies. So far, that's over 3,600 personnel deployed. That number is growing by the day. I quickly approved requests from governors of Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, Virginia, and Alabama for an emergency declaration. And I approved additional requests for the governors of North Carolina, Florida, South Carolina, and for a disaster declaration to pay for debris removal and provide financial assistance directly to survivors. FEMA and the Small Business Administration are there to help the residents whose homes and businesses were literally destroyed, washed away, or blown away. And the federal search and rescue teams have been working side by side with state and local officials and partners in very treacherous conditions to find those who are missing. And they'll not rest until everyone's accounted for. I want to thank all the first responders and everyone who's been working around the clock. One of the brave teams who's volunteered to be there is from San Diego County Fire Department, set to travel all the way from California to North Carolina to help. But on their way, they were in a terrible car accident in Louisiana. We pray for their full recovery, but it was a bad accident. We know there's more to do, and we'll continue to surge resources, including food, water, communications, and life-saving equipment. We'll be there, as I said before, and I mean it, as long as it takes to finish this job. Let me close with this. As president, I've seen firsthand the devastating toll that disasters like this take on families and communities. I've been on the ground in many disaster areas since I've been president. Excuse me, and I've heard dozens of stories from survivors about how it feels to be left with nothing, not even knowing where or when to get back on track. I'm here to tell every single survivor in these impacted areas that we will be there with you as long as it takes For the sake of yourselves, and your families, I urge everyone returning to their communities and home to listen to the local officials and follow all safety instructions. Take this seriously. Please be safe. Your nation has your back, and the Biden-Harris administration will be there until the job is done. God bless you all, and I'm thinking of those that are still wondering where your loved ones are. Thank you.
We need to supplemental to help the people in the Southeast, Mr. President.
Say again?
We need to ask Congress for a supplemental.
That's my expectation, yes.
You know, roughly how much you're thinking?
Not yet. This is a historic storm. It's devastating. They've never seen anything like this before. And some of them are back-to-back, 3 storms in a row. So it's really, really devastating.
Would you consider asking Congress to come back for a special session to pass a supplemental?
That is something I may have to request, but no decision's been made yet.
Do you have a sense of where you'll go when you are able to go, sir?
Yes, I told the governor of North Carolina I'd go down, and I expect to be down there by Wednesday or Thursday. It would be clear for me to go. You guys have traveled with me. You know, there's an entourage. This can be disruptive.
Is there a mistake for President Trump to be down there today in Georgia? Was that disruptive?
I don't have any idea.
On another issue, on the other side of the world in the Middle East, it's our
I'm
understanding.
going to stick with this.
What's that?
I'm going to stick with this subject, but go ahead.
Well, just the fact that Israel may be now launching a limited operation into Lebanon. Are you aware of that? Are you comfortable with their plans?
I'm more aware than you might know, and I'm comfortable with them stopping. We should have a ceasefire now. Thank
Do
you.
you expect Iran to retaliate?
On the hurricane, Mr. President, why weren't you and Vice President Harris here in Washington commanding this weekend?
I was commanding. I was on the phone for at least 2 hours yesterday and the day before as well. I command. It's called a telephone.
Is
and
it-
all my security people.
Is it not important for the country to see